A lot of people ask me how I got started in the automation world. So that's why I decided to record this video, which is a bit different, just to tell you how I got into this world. Also to maybe inspire you to not only add automations and AI into your own business, but also maybe to start learning more about this wonderful world by yourself and maybe pursue this as a career. Let's get started. So a quick background. I spent around 12 years working for big companies like Procter & Gamble and Google. In 2017, I decided to quit my job at Google because I always wanted to start my own startup. That was the first time, was my first experience going full-time with my own startup. So of course that was a scary moment, I would say, in my life, but was one of the best decisions that I've ever made. So in 2017, I started my first startup. It was an employee referral platform where employees could refer candidates to open jobs. And of course, if that candidate was hired, then that employee received a bonification, a bonus, or any other type of gift. That first startup didn't go so well, but that first startup led me to start my second startup 1.5 years later, which was an AI assistant for employees' questions, right? So it was an AI assistant that I integrated with all the HR related platforms like payroll, ATS, communication platforms, etc., to deliver a one-stop shop solution for employees. I started that startup 2018, and of course I was doing everything by myself. I didn't have money, I didn't have a team, so the first version of the product I built it myself. The first clients I got it myself. And of course, I had to do everything by my own. Everything related to the product, to sales, to accounting, everything related to the business, I was responsible for. And that's when I started to learn more about automation, because I wanted to leverage automation to help me deal with these kind of day-to-day tasks and processes that was very manual and repetitive, right? So I could focus more on the product and also on getting more clients, specifically because we were targeting big companies like enterprise companies here. So that's why I started to learn about automation. I started to use Zapier at that moment. And then I really started to see, okay, like there's a huge potential for this kind of technology to help me run and scale my own startup. And of course, then the startup started to grow. I started to get more and more clients, and I didn't have to hire a lot of people at the same pace that my business grew, right? Because I was leveraging automation at such a high level that I was able to scale faster with a very lean team. And that was a key turning point in my startup. So then, of course, the startup started to grow, and I started to learn more about other types of automations using, for example, API, using custom scripting, using also other automation tools that I was kind of leveraging, learning to help my own business. So I was doing everything by myself in terms of learning and building those automations. And of course, the business went well. I sold the business in 2021 to a bigger company. And then I exited the business at the beginning of 2022. And that was when I stopped and think, okay, like what I'm going to do next. I love entrepreneurship. I love building businesses. That's what I'm passionate about. And so I decided, okay, like I'm going to start my next business. And what I'm passionate about besides building businesses, of course, it was automation, because then I was learning a lot about automation. I was able to build many different types of systems with automations. And of course, I was using AI a lot due to the type of product that I've built with my startup. So I said, okay, like I'm passionate about automation. I'm passionate about AI. And I really saw the impact that AI and automation could have in the business, because I was experiencing it myself, right? So I decided, okay, like first I want to start telling this to more people. So that's why I decided to start creating content first on Twitter, then of course on LinkedIn, here on YouTube, on my newsletter. So I decided to start telling more about automation because I couldn't find anyone talking about automation, the business standpoint, right? So I thought, okay, like this is important. More people should know about this. And then, of course, I decided to help other companies, other entrepreneurs to scale their companies using automation the same way that I did. So that's why I started X Automation, my automation agency, to help businesses, to help other entrepreneurs to scale their companies using automation. And because I know the impact that this kind of technology can have in any business, right? And not only that, I'm passionate about this. So every time that I get a new project, every time that I start working with a new client, with a new company, it's almost like a hobby to me because I love building those automations. I love talking to those business owners to understand their challenges, their bottlenecks, and help them identify automation opportunities within all their processes, right? So that's why I started the company, because I was already passionate about automation. I knew the impact that this kind of technology could have in any type of business. So it was a natural path for me as a next step after I sold my startup, right? So that's why it was a no-brainer for me that this was the next business that I should have started at that point. And of course, this is only the beginning, and I have a lot of ideas. I have a long-term vision for this company to grow even faster, to help other companies, big enterprises as well. So yeah, that's basically my story. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions and if you think that we could help you with AI and automations. Thank you.